Welcome to Civic Engagement Day 2024. We're so excited. Oh yeah. I love cheering for Civic Engagement Day. This is one of my favorite days. We are so happy to have you all here in City Council Chamber. We'll have some folks talking to you a bit today about ways to get involved in government. First, I'm going to introduce my boss, and then I'll tell you a little bit about how special this chamber is and how it was designed for you to come in here. And then we'll have a few other speakers who will tell you a bit about other ways to get involved, whether online, in person, downtown here at City Hall, or in your neighborhoods. But first, Commissioner.
Thank you, Andrea. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kristen McCosh, and I'm the Disability Commissioner here for the City of Boston. And I'm really excited to see you all back. I know some of you have come to this event before. We have a lot of BPS students. We have people from the community. So it's really important to us that you actually came to this building because we want you to know that City Hall is open and available for you. We all actually work for you. We work for the people of Boston. So we want you to exercise all your civic rights and responsibilities and get involved with your local government. So there are many things you can do. You can actually come to this chamber and listen to a city council meeting on Wednesdays. You can come here to do early voting when that opens up. They have voting on the second floor. You can join a board or a commission. There are many ways to get involved with local government, and the most important thing is to make your voices heard, because we want to know what you need, we want to know what works for you, and we want to know what we can do better. So we really want to encourage you to don't make this the last time you come in City Hall, make it the first time. So with that, I will turn it over to Andrea to talk a little bit more about the chamber.
Thanks, Commissioner. Yeah, so this chamber, when it was first built, the people who first built it didn't think as much about people with disabilities. Where I'm sitting right now used to be down 2 steps, and all the microphones were down here, down 2 steps. So if you couldn't do those 2 steps, you wouldn't necessarily be able to come and offer your testimony at a city council hearing or offer public comment about a law being debated. But a number of years ago, the city realized how much of a problem that was and literally raised the floor up. So these 2 spaces right here where Colleen, if you want to give a wave, Colleen.
Hello, everybody. You can speak from here, and it's wheelchair accessible.
Woo-hoo! So if anyone does have questions as part of the event later today, I'm going to ask you to go to one of those 2 microphones so that we can hear your question in the room. We also made some changes to make sure the sound stays in the room and doesn't echo. And we put up all these screens so that we have captions, so that wherever you're sitting, you should be able to see these captions of what I'm saying right now. So that's why I say this space is really special, because we built it with you in mind. We renovated it with you in mind because we want you to come hear what our government has to say and tell them what you have to say. So thank you for coming, and I'm going to turn it to our next speaker, my boss's boss, Chief Mariangeli Solisivera.
Buenos días. Let's see if anybody
Buenos
else.
dias.
Buenos dias. Okay. Hi, everybody. Buenos dias. Good morning. Yep. So happy to be here. This is often one of my favorite events on a yearly basis. So thank you so much to our Disabilities Commission for understanding the importance of having you all be here and directly speaking to us, asking us the questions that we may not be thinking about. The story that Andrea just shared is something that I've had an opportunity to hear a couple times, and every time I'm reminded of the importance of this. Had it not been for somebody speaking up and telling us this is wrong, can you please change it? And then people coming together to create better ideas, to create better solutions, and then having the staff inside of City Hall wanting to make the changes and committing to the changes, something as simple like this could have never happened. And so I want you to hold on to that story, because our hope is, just like Commissioner said, this is not your last time speaking with us. Another thing that I want to share, I'm a first-generation Latina woman, and for many years, people put me in a box, and I could only do things related to Latina women. And for a very long time, that is all I also saw myself in, and while that is very powerful, that is not all I am. And so while you may be somebody that has a disability or identifies with the disability community, you are welcome to give us input on anything, the way that we build our streets and sidewalks, to the way that we're creating curriculum and BPS, to the way that we're also budgeting the different departments, right? So you do not need to stay in any one box, because you are way more than any box can give to you. And so thank you so much for being here. And I just want to see a raise of hands. High school students, please raise your hand. High school students, please raise your hand. Okay. Any middle school students? Middle school? Okay. College? Do we have college age?
Some people maybe.
Post high school. Maybe you're like 21 or more. Okay. Do we have any basketball players here? Any people who like basketball?
Yeah, a few.
Okay. What about readers? Who likes to read here? Okay. What about my Netflix people? I knew it. All right, well, I'm a big basketball player, so I'm telling everybody to watch the WNBA playoffs that started this week. If you like the basketball, please join me. I'll be watching. Thank you. I see somebody over there. I'll be watching anytime that the women are playing on the streets and on TV. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll be here for another couple hours.
Can I ask raise of hands too? How many people learned something new today about how they can get involved in government? Great. And how many people took a form home to register to vote? Okay, and if you didn't get one, we'll give you one before you leave.
With that, we will invite up some of the departments that are here today to meet with you all and chat with you all. I know you may have met some of them in the hallway, but want to make sure you get a chance to hear from everyone. So I'd love to kick it off with the elections department. Come on up and tell us a little bit about what you do and how people can get involved.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ian Flood, and I am the Civic Engagement Coordinator for the Boston Election Department. We really try to focus on helping people vote and helping people make their voice heard. And with that in mind, we have a lot of different options that can help you get involved in a lot of different ways. You may have already spoke with Josh and I in the Piemonte room and seen our machines, but I just want to repeat what I said if some people here may not have come in. We have early voting that'll happen for this election and every election, usually 1 to 2 weeks, where you can go anywhere in the city, and there will be early voting sites where you can submit your ballot before Election Day. There's also voting by mail, where we send you a ballot and you can fill it out at home with help if you want it, and just put it in an envelope and then drop it in a ballot box or a mailbox, and it'll get to us and we'll count your vote. Of course, there's also voting on Election Day, which a lot of people like to do. They think it's really exciting. You can go to your polling place. We'll send you a letter ahead of time so you know where to go. And then you'll be given a ballot, you fill it out, and vote. And we'll give you a sticker, an I voted sticker, so you can show everyone that you are participating. If you have any questions about any of those programs, please see Josh or I. Josh is over there, along with a member of our Board of Commissioners, Ellen Rooney. And we'd be happy to give you the forms needed to apply for any of those options, like mail-in voting. One thing I forgot is accessible voting, which is really important. If you want to vote through our accessible voting system, you can ask any of us for a form to apply. We'll send you an email then, and you will get a ballot with a secure PIN number so that you can vote, send it back to us on your computer, and then we will count it on Election Day. If you have any questions about any of those programs or other ways that you can get involved in helping with the elections or making your voice heard, please visit us downstairs in room 241 on the 2nd floor. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. And just so everybody knows, my office works really closely with the elections department to make sure everything about the voting process is accessible. That means your local polling place, the early voting sites, the electronic vote by mail, the electronic voting is all accessible to people with disabilities. So keep that in mind. No matter how you want to vote, it will be accessible, and we will be here making sure that's the case.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Ian. So there are other ways and other things you can vote on, not just who holds elected office. And so I'm going to invite up Renato from the Office of Participatory Budgeting to tell us about what that means.
Hello, everybody. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Welcome to City Hall. Who is the first time visiting this building? Raise your hand. The first time visiting. Wow, a lot of you have come before. That's great.
Great, yeah.
Yeah. So my name is Renato Castello. I am the director of the Office of Participatory Budgeting. And participatory budgeting is a process where residents like you can decide how to spend a portion of the city's budget. For this year, we have $2 million that you all can help decide how to use it for the benefit of your communities. In the summer, we collected 1,200 ideas from residents like you from across the city. And in January, you all will be able to vote on your top 5 ideas, things you want to see in your neighborhoods or in the city in general. And if you want to learn more about how to get involved, how to participate in some of these conversations, you can connect with our office at boston.gov/participate. And you can always call us, and we'll be happy to talk to you and hopefully get your ideas on how to spend the city's money in this cycle. So thank you for having me, and welcome again.
Do you have any examples of types of things that we'll be able to vote for?
Right. So we are still reviewing the ideas, but a lot of ideas came in terms of housing supports. A lot of ideas came in terms of infrastructure, like improving the sidewalks in the city. Some ideas came about programs for mental health let me see what others, environmental initiatives. Some people want to see more trees or more benches in parks or basketball courts. So we are limited by the $2 million we have, but all these ideas, we are also working with city departments so they are aware of some of the priorities that residents have.
And what's the time frame for getting your thoughts in every year?
Yeah. So the cycle we're in, to submit an idea, you had from July until mid-August. So we closed that cycle for idea collection. We're now reviewing all of the ideas, and in October, we're going to host other community meetings to determine what goes into the ballot. So keep an eye for October conversations, and in January, people can vote.
And is that for any resident of Boston?
Any Boston resident can submit an idea and participate.
Great.
Now, for cycle 2, we're going to start next July. So you can also keep an eye, and in July, you can submit your ideas again.
Excellent. And I remember one project that got funded first in the early years of participatory budgeting was a rehab of some benches in Franklin Park. And it was a youth-led initiative, and they made the whole area accessible. And they just came up with that on their own, so I was really excited about that.
Yeah, and participatory budgeting is not new. There's been for like many years under Youth Lead the Change. Daniel can speak a little bit about it later, maybe. But now we are running a process that is open to all Boston residents. The youth process is focused on youth, and ours includes youth, but anybody in the city can join and participate. Thank you for having me.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Renato. And what a perfect transition. We'll go ahead and invite up next the Office of Youth Advancement. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't always have their names exactly right, but you'll tell us what your office's name is. Come on up.
Hey Hey everybody, my name is Daniel Bryan. We're here representing the Office of Youth Engagement and Advancement. We had the pleasure of speaking with a lot of you in the hallway earlier. Our office serves the 14 to 25 demographic in the city, so we were thrilled to see people from Brighton High, Eastie High, a lot of young people in this room with us today. Yep, there we go. First I want to mention the Mayor's Youth Council. That is like the city council, like the councilors who serve in here, except specifically serving the Boston's youth demographic. So Mayor's Youth Councilors are in high school, they're paid for their time, and they work on projects that advance and uplift the lives of Boston's youth. I also want to mention the Youth Lead the Change program, which Renato alluded to. That's been around since 2014, and what we do is every year young people have the opportunity to decide how to spend $1 million of the city's budget. So from writing the rules to crafting and coming up with the ideas to creating a ballot and then ultimately voting, young people get to decide how to, 2 projects every cycle that come out of that. And so a lot of things have come from that program. For example, the benches that we were just discussing, but also installing additional trash cans to make sure the streets are green, renovating high school basketball courts, and also just courts and playgrounds across the city. So really all kinds of things. You can check that out on our website. And then just quickly, I want to mention a couple other things that might be relevant to all of you. I was really making sure to mention the Mayor's Youth Summit. We'd love to see a lot of you out there the Saturday after Boston Public Schools' February break. We'll have the Mayor's Youth Summit for the 2nd time. We brought that back last year. So when those tickets become available, make sure you grab one of those. It's going to be a blast.
Where is that?
The location is not set yet, but we will announce that. Last year it was at Artists for Humanity. This year we're trying to go even bigger, so we'll announce the venue shortly. And then lastly, I want to mention our Youth Line program. So any resources that you might need as a young person in the city of Boston, our Youth Line service is a database and also a desk that you can call, email, come and visit at the Tobin Community Center, and we can connect you with whatever resources you might be looking for. So thanks, everybody.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Mayor's Youth Council?
So
Are you looking for new people, or how do they get involved?
So the Mayor's Youth Council actually just kicked off last night. We had our kickoff for the 30th year of the Mayor's Youth Council yesterday. It's now too late to apply for this year. Those applications were over the summer. But in the, starting in the late spring, early summer of next year, you'll be able to apply for the 25-26 Mayor's Youth Council.
What's the age ranges?
That's for anybody in high school, so starting ages 14 and all the way up to 18. As long as you're in high school, you can serve on MYC. All right, thank you.
Great.
All right, we have just a few more folks who want to talk to you, and then we want you to talk to us. Next, I'm going to invite up Christiana from the Planning Department.
Hi, all. My name is Christiana Lacusa, and I work at the Planning Department. So I got to speak with some folks out there, but the Planning Department is essentially a group of people who work with you and community members across the city to help us think about what does the future of our city of Boston look and feel like. So I had lots of great conversations with some folks about your favorite places in the city. So who here likes to visit a park near their house or near their school? Who likes to go to different shops or restaurants in their neighborhoods? Awesome, lots of hands. Who sometimes has a hard time getting to those places because of the way maybe streets are designed or the way the buildings are designed? Awesome. Well, that last question is exactly why we really want and need you to be involved in our planning processes. So we have lots of meetings, we'll have different surveys, we have lots of ways that you can learn about and share information with us to help make sure that our city works better for you and for everybody. I had a great conversation with Anthony earlier this morning about how important it is to have high contrast steps so that folks with low vision are able to walk up and down stairs easily and comfortably. And that is a great example and is really great for both folks with low vision, but also for everybody. It's nice to have steps that are colorful, that are easy to see and easy to walk up and down. As I don't necessarily always think about the importance of that, but my friend Anthony was able to share that with us, and we're now gonna bring this back to our planners. And so as we think about future designs, future places for our city, we'll bring that feedback and incorporate that into the designs of what our spaces look and feel like. So please, please, please sign up, attend our meetings, share your thoughts with us via surveys. There are lots of different upcoming projects, both in terms of development projects, so new buildings that might be built in your neighborhood, or different planning things like an initiative called Squares and Streets that is looking at our main streets areas and wants to understand what could those places look and feel like, what do we need, what are the rules for what can be built here, and what do we want to have built here.
What's the easiest way for people to get involved, to sign up?
Yeah, you can go to our website, bostonplans.org, and there's a way to sign up for a newsletter, to sign up for emails if you live in a neighborhood or spend time in a neighborhood where you can get those information more regularly. But we're also trying to improve the way that we share information in our neighborhoods. So hopefully you'll see more signs, more flyers, more things out and about so that you can learn more and take part.
Great, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
And we'll make sure to get this information to Mrs. Fitzpatrick so she can get it out.
Okay, and then I believe, last but not least, we have the Office of Fair Housing. Zakia, would you like to come on up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
As Andrea said, I'm here from the Office of Fair Housing. My name is Zakia Alake, and it's my job to educate each and every resident of Boston and their advocates about the fair housing laws and how they work to protect you from discrimination in the search for housing, whether it's rental or purchase, or if you decide you want to borrow some money to fix a house up, we are there to protect you. The city of Boston is there to protect you, each and every resident. Now, discrimination is a pretty big word if you're an adolescent. Heck, it's a pretty big word for some of us adults. So I said to some of you outside at my table, it's one thing if I choose macaroni and cheese over spaghetti. That's a form of discrimination. I'd rather have macaroni and cheese.
Me too.
But if I present as a black woman to get an apartment and the landlord says, I don't rent to blacks, I don't rent to women. Oh, you have grandchildren? No, you can't live here. Oh, you use a Section 8 certificate? Oh, heck no. That's against the law. And we are here to help you learn that, how to apply it, and when to let us know so that we can work with you. Something that's very important to the disability community is what? Reasonable accommodation. Will you be willing to work with us to design outreach materials, social media campaigns, so that we can get the word out and not have me represent you? You represent yourself. Our chief just said, there's no box that can contain you. So you can become a part of our, advocacy corps. Let the people know, and let them know in language and in pictures that represent you. You can be the face of educating Boston that hate has no place here, that there will be no discrimination in housing as long as we help each other understand and apply the law. But we won't be effective in reaching everybody if we don't ask you to help us make sure that what we say and what the people hear or read or experience makes you feel comfortable makes you feel included in that message. Thank you so much for everybody who stopped by our table, who said, yes, we want to work with you to make materials that reflect us, yes. And we'll be following up with you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And on that note, we know and we understand that the youth here in this council chamber today, you're the future of the city. So we want to hear your voice. We want to know what kind of city works for you. On that note,
we want to hear from you. Does anyone have questions? Do you want to tell us something about your experience here today? I know you all have thoughts about how well we did. No? Oh yeah, I see a hand. Do you want to come down and use one of the microphones so everyone can hear you? Yeah, come tell us what you think. What did you learn today? What do you think about today?
It was awesome.
awesome, great.
Thank you. Who here is going to do something new that they learned about today? Either learn a little bit more about planning, maybe you'll go to a mayor's youth council meeting. Who's going to do something new?
Did anyone register to vote?
I know a couple folks registered. Some took registration forms home. Who thinks they're going to vote in person? Who likes to go to the party on election day? I know Commissioner does, yeah? See some in-person voters? I'm a vote by mail person myself. I like to look at the ballot, take my time. If I do miss the sticker. I miss the sticker. Anything else? What about you, Ms. Fitzpatrick? What did you learn today?
What did I learn? Well, I always learn something new every day. I think today I learned that when you come into City Hall, you have to ask questions. You can't wait for someone to bring you the information. You have to go to somebody and seek the information.
That's a great point. Does anyone from the community who's not with BPS, does anyone else have questions or want to make a comment?
Well, now you know where to do it, how to do it, who to do it with.
Somebody
Oh,
does?
yes. Sorry, someone coming up? Yeah, come on up.
I know it's almost lunchtime, so we'll wrap up soon.
Hi, I'm not from Boston, but I just want to say what a wonderful event this was. And I think we need more people, especially young people, registering to vote and being involved in their government. And I would like to see this adopted in more cities and towns, and let's do it.
Great. And Nathan, you're on the Newton Disability Commission, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Amazing.
Yeah,
well, thank
so
you for coming.
Yeah, I also want to make note that we have one of our advisory board members here today, Charlie Kim. Charlie's over in the corner. For those of you who don't know, our office has a volunteer advisory board. They hold monthly public meetings on Wednesday evenings on Zoom. So if you're interested in learning more about our work and what we do for the disability community, we invite you to join one of our meetings. The next one will be October 30th at 5:30 p.m. on Zoom. And we'll get all this information to Ms. Fitzpatrick so she can get out to all of you in all the schools. And then you can always reach us you can email us at go to our website, disability@boston.gov, or send us an email to disability@boston.gov.
Excellent. Thank you for coming. Hope to see you at a city council hearing in this chamber someday soon. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.